Oh world, me. Um, it's been a while since I've done a video of yeah, because I'm a bit shy on them. They kind of intimidate me a little bit. I don't know why they make me really self-conscious. A little bit, not too much, but I'm somebody who likes to talk freely, but I don't know why when videos get around, I feel less free. But I just want to clear some things about where I'm coming from because I know a lot of the stuff I've been posting lately is pretty dark, and yeah, it's a little dark for me too. Mm, yeah, I mean, yeah, the stuff I post publicly, but I just stuff that keeps standing out to me, and yeah, it was really triggered by ice. Man, I wish I couldn't see my face as I do this. It would help so much if I just could look at my phone and talk into it and not see my face. But hey, okay. But yeah. So I mean, talked to my ex, and it just triggered me a lot because I just didn't care at all. Like, and this is somebody I love with every ounce of me. I mean, I put up with so much before I broke up with her. I mean, and I broke up with her planning on being friends forever because I thought we'd still have such a strong friendship. But, and that's what destroyed me because after that, she just didn't have anything to do with me. It's like, if she couldn't control it, she didn't want any. And that was the problem during the relationship. She had to control everything. So it just, and I am not a dude to do that. I'm not somebody who, I just can't, I do not care for that. I don't care for being disrespected. I don't care for being, you know, somebody's slave. And it's just about, it's not, it is self-respect, but it's like, yeah, I love you enough to put up with it for a while, but at some point, you're not, you're not, it's just wrong. So it's like, no, I had to get to that place of like, no, this is not gonna change. She doesn't even know she's doing it, and I don't know if I do know. I mean, I know a lot about a big part of why she was always 1 foot in, 1 foot out is because I reminded her of her ex, and her ex bailed on her after 10 years, and uh, really messed her up. So she never could get over that fear. That was a big part of it too. I mean, and yeah, I take responsibility for some of it, but truth was, I was the idiot. I was doing everything I could, honestly. I mean, yeah, I probably could have done more, but man, I was fucking trying with everything, and she just stopped. It was like the more I tried, the less. And people like that are not worth anybody's time. I mean, they just take, and they'll just destroy people, and all they think about is themselves, and they're depressed. Of course, they're depressed. They're hurting other people, and you're gonna be depressed when you're hurting other people on a regular basis. I mean, and yeah, and but man, it really shook me up because when she told me she checked herself into a mental uh, hospital for a week, like inpatient. And I mean, this is a very professional woman. Like, I know, I know she wouldn't have done that lightly at all because she was scared what people thought of her or that it would mess up her career. And she'd even said that a few times because she was struggling mentally when I was with her too. And yeah, so but what messed me up and really kind of gave me identity crisis and made me start to have to look at this deeper, like, why is there so much hate here? Because she told me it was because she was suicidal and she knew that if she didn't check herself in, she was going to do it. And the only thing that came to my mind when she said that was, yeah, the world would probably be a better place if you did. I didn't say that to her, but that's what I felt. And it really got me, it shook me. Like, why do I have so much hate towards women? But it's not all women, certainly not. But it's the way so many of them have treated me, but I've also seen the way they treat other people. And I've seen it really hurt so many people. I've seen it kill people. I've seen guys commit suicide over this stuff. Like, it's not, and I mean, it's a lot. It's like, it's everywhere. Like, I bet if you talk to 20 guys, probably 15 of them will be going through this, or have gone through it, or then they're to the place they don't care. They just fuck around. They just sleep around. They bang them and quit because they're like, they aren't worth nothing. They're just, they're just using me anyway. So use them up, move on to the next. Who cares? And last year, before I stopped dating at all, I kind of got to that place. And yeah, it was rebound stuff, but it made me feel bad, like I had to stop because I was hurting people and it wasn't right. But I don't know. So that's where a lot of that comes from. But it's like this fight in me. But it's on many levels, and so I've been thinking about the levels and stuff, and it's really keeps coming up that things are not as they seem to be. People are not as they seem to be. The dynamics are not as they seem to be. And the truth is not being told at all. Everybody's faking. The guys are faking bravado, like they don't give a shit. And, and part of them doesn't give a shit, because it's hard to give a shit when it's just taken advantage of and it doesn't really mean anything. And you can't really grow with anybody like you want to grow with somebody because they're just selfish, man. They're always looking for something else. They're never actually giving it a chance. And it's like, even if they're there for a long time, they're checked out half the time, man. People, and this is epidemic in our society. It's not just relationships, it's everything. People are so checked out from their emotions. And that's what got me about this, is because I didn't even care if she died. And in fact, there's a part of me that would have been happy to know it. I mean, that's awful. And it's like a disconnect of my heart. No, go on, Scooby. That's my dog. You wanna go outside? Just a second, guys. Come on. Let's go. Scooby, come on. Scooby. Come on. Oh, that's my backyard. Just a second. She'll be interrupting the video a bit later, barking probably. Don't blame her, it's pretty hot. But what I was saying is being, like, I feel bad. I don't want to have murderous thoughts or not care if people are dead. And, like, I would never act on any of those. It's not even that. It's just, there's something about when you get to the place where you don't care. And, I think a lot of us have gotten that way with COVID and everything and so much death. It's just, we're numb to it. And it's not healthy. And it's getting worse. It's really getting worse, and it troubles me with me feeling that way. And so yeah, I was delving into that. I was delving into why am I so mad at these women, and why do I see it everywhere now? Why am I seeing it everywhere? Like, I don't see anybody hardly in a good relationship, and when I do, man. That sounds weird, but God tells me things about those relationships. Because I ask Him. I'm like, yeah, is that real and stuff? And most of the people you meet are not happy. They're not even, they're not really in love. It's about money. Most of it is about money. It's just because it's so hard to survive on your own now that people just stay in these relationships. But it's like so much of them, the dynamics are off. Everybody's checked out. So they're sexless, they're loveless, there's no passion, there's no care. And it's everybody out for themselves, everybody collecting the data, keeping score. Um, it's not real. And I just see this checkout of all the young guys I know. They have a hard time even caring about life because of this stuff at all. And I'm just mean. It's just a feeling of like, yeah, we're gonna get our shits together and get some stuff going, but without people to share it with that are actually gonna stick around and invest too and be in it too and like have that bond with, it doesn't feel worth it. It feels shallow. And they'll tell you, oh man, just man up, grind and fuck the women. Seriously, this is how guys talk now. They do it. They don't. They do it on YouTube videos. I mean, they call it locker room talk, but really it's just guys talking, trying to figure out a problem that they can't figure it out. So they're like, fuck it. Let's just get on top of this. Let's get the money because that's all the bitches want anyways. And then, shoot. Let's play them at their game. Get them with the bling, get them with the stuff, get them with what you do, living the life. Let's go to the gym, let's get buff and huge and not give a damn and just get as many as possible and who cares. And yeah, it's just, that's maybe fun for a few months, but fuck. It's nothing real. When you've had something real and then people try to sell you that, you're like, it's just not real. And but on the other side, the women have been sold this independence that not caring and not committing and not doing anything is somehow freedom. And all the women I see living like that don't look free at all. They look used and, man, they look like they're spread thin over toast, man. They're just, their eyes and their souls, man, dejected. They look rough. And they're young. So I'm like, whew, how are you even going to make it to 50 or 40? You know, I mean, these women, rough. And it catches up to them because it's using people. And I feel bad for them because I care about them. It's like I love them and I care about them. I don't trust them. And yeah, so like, yeah, I know I might be talking to a woman right now. So I don't trust you guys. I want to, but I don't. Because something's wrong with you right now. The same way there's something wrong with the men that they don't, they're not being natural either. It's like the women aren't being nurturing, caring, and really putting down their guard and going after it. And the guys aren't putting down their guard. They're taking away their protection. Like they don't give a damn like that, because that's like, it's like it wasn't valued. Like, I'll just say even spiritual covering, like you give that spiritual covering, that's not cheap, that's your soul. Like, so a man, when he really loves a woman, his soul overshadows her, goes into her whole being, protects her in spiritual ways that are hard to even explain if he's really there. But that's hard to get to anyways for most, let alone when you know you can't trust her. So the people want that. They want the protection. So what they'll do is they get the friends. And I was like, oh, I'll just fuck around with random guys, but then I'll have my friend and he'll be my soulmate. We'll do everything together except fuck. So basically, I'll use him to give me everything when I know he wants to fuck me, but I won't fuck him. I'll keep him on a leash and he'll be my dog just to give me attention. And then she gets mad at him because this doesn't fulfill her. This makes her feel bad about herself because it's evil. She should feel better about herself doing that. And I see half the women on Facebook, you got that friend that you know is in love with you. You know he would drop anything. You call him up anytime, say, come over, I want to make love to you. And he would drop it, be there. So you know it's not just friends. You're using him. And that's shitty. You shouldn't do that. Guys shouldn't do that either. And you see these guys. I've seen these guys. And it's like when they first start out with those women, they're so vibrant. They're so in love. It's like they found the love of their life, man. They just love her. But you see it like year after year, man. It's just like the life getting sucked out of them playing that game. And I want to scream at those guys. She ain't your friend. She's your worst enemy. She's killing you. It's killing your soul to be used and abused by the one you love the most. And I've been that guy. I've been the abuser and both are awful. You shouldn't use people like that. That's not right. And it's just like, what the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing? Yeah. We're destroying each other, calling it freedom, and man, I just want you to be honest with yourself. If you're one of those women or you're one of those men doing that to a woman, look them in the fucking eye and remember how they used to look when you first met them. And yeah, they may be good for you, but are you good for them? Or are you destroying them, man? I mean, look at that guy. It's a great guy. He shows up in every way for you. He would die for you. And you're using him. That's really fucking evil. And yeah, there's quite a few of you on my Facebook list that do that. And I know that you know in your heart it ain't right. And I know you're crazy for one thing. I mean, the ones I've seen, like, those women that do that a lot, I mean, they're all over the fucking place. It ain't working because it ain't holding you down because you're all over the place. And, man, you're missing the juice. You're missing someone actually being there, someone tying in with your soul, being one with you. And you're scared shitless of it. I know that. You shouldn't be. Because if you do it with one of those that actually cares about you instead of the fuck boys. And I'm telling you, man, there's a disconnect with guys, man. We're getting to this place where we're like, so, yeah, you got raped. Guess what? You knew you were going to get raped. You knew that dude was going to abuse you and do that. I mean, come on. He couldn't be more loud in his personality. There's a part of me, like, we're protectors by nature. Like, that's what we do. That's who we are. So for us to get to that place, you got to understand, it wasn't a light thing. But I'm telling you, more and more guys are getting to that place where we're like, yeah, go cry to somebody else. Like, you did this to yourself. You know what you're doing, and you just keep doing it. And at some point, we're like, we want to talk to a woman, not a child. And, understand teenagers and stuff do that stuff. But at some point, are you ready to grow up? Holla. No, I'm just saying. But seriously, I get it. You're wounded, but you're making the wrong ones pay for it. And it's killing you. It's killing them. It's sure as hell killing you because you're becoming a vampire, just feeding off these guys' energy. You have no energy of your own. And I thought about that too. It's like, man, I look at pictures of myself in these relationships. When I first got with a woman, I looked a whole hell of a lot better than I did towards the end. Like they sucked the life out of me. Like I mean, it's like I want to get to a place where I trust you guys again. But I want it to be real. I want there to be a reason to trust. I don't want to be fake and just pretending when I know I'm going to get my ass kicked. And it's like, why is it bad to want somebody nurturing someone, caring, someone who wants to help you, same as you want to help them? I mean, fuck feminism and fuck male violence, malevolence, or you know what I mean, male violence. Fuck both of those. Like, man, we're humans. Why the hell can't we just treat each other right? Like, you know, seriously. And it's like there's no intimacy. There's no magic. I can speak for myself in these things. It's like I have all the magic in the world. I mean, I'm not saying that lightly. I've seen miracle after miracles and stuff that most couldn't even believe. I mean, that's been my life. I've lived it like that. So I can take a woman to places of magic that she can't even imagine. I mean, and I've done it. And no, for those rebound women, because some of them are my Facebook friends, I know I didn't bring no damn magic to you. I'm sorry, that was bad. So no, yeah, that's not true with them. But back to what I was saying, the bond. I have to believe in it, you know. And if I don't believe in you, I can't take you there because I don't believe in you. Like, I can't take a lie to sacred places, you know. But people want it cheap. It's not cheap. This shit cost me everything. Like, I put my life on the line for this stuff. That's why I can do stuff other people can't do. And it wasn't cheap. In fact, it was cost way more than I knew it would. And yeah, I mean, it's just like everything, man. It's like church too. I love you, but you're fake, and you know you're fake. And it's like I want to love these people, these churches. I love them, I actually do, but I don't trust them because they're fake. They care more about their image than people living it and dying. They care more about building up their ministry than they do about making an impact in their area. They're not doing the real work. They're too concerned about what people look like, what they say. Do they cuss? Do they not cuss? Are they clean? Are they not? I had one lady tell me that they wanted to put me in leadership in the church, and she was like, "We want to so bad." She's like, "But you're open that you're sexual," and you know, she called it like sexual sins, and I was like, "Yeah, I ain't faking. I ain't pretending God delivered me from something He didn't, because that's lying." And it says all liars go to the lake of hell. So, and hell is very real. I have been there. And so, what's the point? You're gonna not commit the sex sins, but you're gonna lie through your teeth, and you're gonna go to hell anyways. And it's like that thing, man. It's like the heart. Like you looking at the outside, but my heart's pure. My heart's right there with God all the time. Yeah, I can be in some messed up stuff. He can get me out of it like that because my heart's right. And you don't get that. You don't get it that that's the main thing. It's the heart and honesty. People don't admit their failures. They're always trying to pretend, and they're exhausted, man. These preachers and stuff, they're actors. They're always putting up that facade. And the power's not there because they're putting up that facade. Here and there it is, because God is God, and he still cares. But it's not the weighty presence that will change everything. And people who know me, well, some that pay attention that are spiritual, they know everywhere I go, God's presence comes. Not because I'm so special, but it's because I'm honest. And I've been places with him. And I just trust. And why wouldn't he? I don't know. I do have a gift of faith, because even when I was in the high up occult, I was working in those gifts for the bad side. But it's about faith, and it's about trust, and knowing who you are, and knowing your gifts, really. But anyways, it's like they stop it with that fakeness, man. And nobody can talk to them because they're all having to pretend. And it's just exhausting. It's like, meet them where they're at. Provide for them. Why aren't you providing for your community? Why are you always trying to take from your community? Jesus said it's better to give than to receive, but you're never giving. You're always receiving. Even when you give, it's to market, to make you guys seem so good. And it's evil. It's very evil. You're not supposed to be all about money and taking from people. You're supposed to be giving to people. That is the gospel. Laying down your life. That's why your ministry is stuck. It's not because you aren't saying the right things, ain't being positive enough. It's because your heart ain't right. You're not meeting Jesus because the heart ain't there. And I'm telling you that right now. I can even see you watching this. You want to know why that town ain't breaking open? It's because you don't love them, and they know it. And ain't shit gonna happen till you love them. Sorry to get loud, but I'm so sick of it. And like, I experience God more in churches. But I don't go to churches because it's evil what they're doing. They're making them political, and they're making them about everything except for Jesus and prayer and worship. It's all about show. And I don't care how powerful you are. If you get to that place, you don't know Jesus. And sorry, I know. But it's in everything. It's everything. It's government. It's in everything. We've become a predatory society. And everybody's ignoring it. And it's destroying us. It's killing people. People are dying because this predatory nature has become embraced. Whether it's from feminine point of view or male point of view, it's this predatory take, get what I can, manipulate how I can, do how I can. It's killing people, but we're all pretending because it feels good, temporarily. But it's like, what the hell are we gaining? We can't trust each other. And like, the church is judging people for sex sins, but they can't. How can you talk? Your divorce rate's higher. Fix your own house first. Seriously. And, well, go back to the Bible and figure out what you got wrong, too, because there's a lot you got wrong in that area. I don't know. God says he's going to be talking about this a lot more in the future, about he never outlawed multiple wives, and how that has more to do with wars and stuff, and them not wanting the Jews to overpopulate than it has anything to do with biblical. And I know you'll bring up Paul because he said deacons and bishops. Well, maybe he said that just so, I'm almost out. But maybe he said that just because they needed to have more time. But didn't outlaw it. Because if he did, what happened to all those marriages? Like thousands and thousands of those marriages have become null and void, but that didn't hit the history books? I mean, come on. And I don't know. Why not try new stuff? Because obviously what we're trying isn't doing anything. And you guys, I mean, you're like, oh, about sexual purity and all that. Well, you get divorced and then you sleep around with a bunch of people, and they do. They lie about it, but they do. Ain't nothing pure about that, and there's a lot more diseases than there would be with multiple wives than there is with multiple men. That's just biology. But I don't know. It ain't working how we're doing it. Maybe we should get radical. But it shouldn't be about selfishness. It should be about serving and making a strong family, being there for each other. And my video looks funny now because the sun's mixed in between. But my video's up. And if you watch, thank you for watching. But I was just trying to explain a little bit because I know I went a little bit off. And I know I know some people thought I went mental and stuff. Maybe a little bit I did. Disconnected. Yeah, definitely disconnected a little bit. Since my dad died, man, it's just like I'm just seeing